Okay, great. So this HerStory Award of the Women's Federation for World Peace USA hereby recognizes Simone Doroski Miyazaki on this October 1st, 2022. We honor your commitment to making an impact around the world through your heart for community service and activism and motivating others to do the same based on your journey of overcoming unimaginable challenges. We applaud your service to the community filled with love and compassion. Congratulations, Simone, and the floor is yours.
Thank you guys so much. It's really sweet that you guys thought about me and honored me with this award. And really, I'm really grateful to all of you and to Tamara for recommending me. That's really, really sweet. Yeah, so I mean, I definitely came up with 3 points that I really felt was really close to my heart. Like some things that I think drive me throughout, my life and, things that I've been kind of went through. I like so many people, I've always been trying to, create like a world full of peace and harmony and really trying to take care of people pretty much my entire life. So when I was in college, I guess my point one would be keep your faith or purpose, that vertical connection to God and the universe close to your heart, and don't forget it. When I was in college, there was this period where I was actually like trying to work really hard with the students and take care of the campus and set up clubs and get like kids really, really active. And I was like spreading myself so thin to the point that I was just overwhelmed and always nonstop going and tired. And so then I ended up going to a summer camp where I was like climbing a mountain and I was meditating, and I just remember feeling very almost like, because I was working so hard, like taking care of other people, and I felt almost like I lost sight of why I was doing it, so I just remember one day just climbing up this mountain, and I get to the very top and I'm like crying and I'm praying and I'm like, God, like, why did you leave me? Like, why did you leave me? And I just remember the rain was like pouring over me. And then I just heard this sound in my, like this voice in my head, like, you left me. And then I remember that feeling of, wow, in a way, like, even though I was doing all these things, like I was nonstop working hard and, giving and giving and giving, I realized that I was nonstop giving, but I forgot to include myself. And I felt like that was really important, that you have to keep God in the universe and that connection to everything you're doing. You have to keep that core really close to your heart. So that was one thing that I remember really sticking out to me and because when you're doing something, you have to, the reason for doing it is the most important key thing, because that's really the ultimate thing. And that's really your connection with God and the universe. And so then I remember this another time in my life, which would be my point two, is sometimes it's hard to see what the universe and has in store for you. I remember this another time in my life where I was just getting back from a trip, and we were working with a lot of foreign students, and I get back to the US and I was kind of like, oh, what's next? And I kind of grew up studying like world's religions and, working with different people of different faith, kids on all different levels, and volunteering. And so I remember having a dream, and I know at the time that the local church, they were like looking for a pastor. And I remember having a dream, and my dream that night, in my dream, I was actually giving a sermon. And I woke up in the morning, I'm like, oh no, what's gonna happen? So then I go to church the next day, and I don't know why, but for some reason, they're like, does anybody want to like get up or say something? So then I was like, oh my God, that dream was so surreal. Like, it didn't even stop until I finished the sermon. So then I eventually I get on stage and I give my sermon, and I just like literally I felt like God and everything just kind of come out of me, like I just felt like my points, my views, everything coming. And then actually that's how I ended up stepping into a pastor role, because I felt like God put me in that position to actually work from, from me. And then when you feel God in your heart and your soul, that's really when they can just full force take place. And so from there, like, I was working with the community, and that kind of lifestyle, it's very, very, you have to support your family still. So I was also working with, started working with the school, with the the local school. And I started working with ESE kids and severe autism and behavior tech. And there was like this whole lawsuit going on with this one student, and the whole school was scared of her. So I started working with this girl one-on-one, and I just kind of took it from the heart of a parent, a pastor, this is my child, like, I'm gonna love her, like, she, spit in my face or slap me, or, like, the things that would happen. I just, no matter, I grabbed her and I told her I'd love her, and I reinforced with words of positivity. And within that year, she was a complete different person by the end of the year. And it was just like this insane difference of lifestyle. So I just really felt like the course of the way things happen, necessarily you don't always plan for it, but God in the universe really does give you what you need, and it really does bring you in a way that you can really help others on a bigger scale. And my third point that I wanted to bring up was, remember your importance, and be true to yourself. And your community is your family, so you have to take care of your home. So the whole Mrs. Hampton's ended up happening because it was during the time of COVID, and somebody nominated me because they knew I had a background in community service. And at first I told them no, like 5 times. I was like, no, I can't do this. It's not me. I can't even do this. And but then I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, well, this is going to force me to, leave my house, get back into community service, which I love, take care of me, like physically working out, getting me to dress again, because during COVID, we all gained weight. We all were hiding. So it kind of forced me out of my comfort zone to play this part, and then also become like a local leader in the area, a community activist, speaking, going to community events, volunteering with a whole bunch of different nonprofits, making connections. So I just felt like, I became who I was again, just by pushing myself and putting myself in a position that was like out of my my realm of my comfort realm. So I stepped into that place, and I ended up really just embracing my community. And then it was so cool because I was going out and people were starting to identify me as, the one that works with, such and such nonprofit, like Habitat for Humanity, all these different things. So I just really felt like that it's really important to be true to yourself, and it's really important to embrace your community as yourself. Sorry, I probably took up too much time, so I'm going to stop.
Thank you, Simone. That was lovely. Thank you so much. What is wonderful about our award certificates is they are very personalized. And I want to thank you personally, Simone, for sharing with us and reminding us that it's so easy to get overloaded and overwhelmed with our commitments and our enthusiasm to help others in our community. And the reminder too that when we tap into the higher source, we end up having more energy. So what a wonderful experience and a wonderful share. Thank you and congratulations.